Ditching the plan for offshore racing in the next Olympic Games came as a big blow, but the L30 is one of several projects that ploughed ahead regardless. The Olympic focus for the design meant that it always had double-handed racing in mind, but it can also be crewed with 4 or 5. She can be raced as a one design or in handicap fleets, and with the option for a deeper keel, she can race offshore too. She's designed to be easy to trail and simple to rig, launch and recover. And once afloat, she's said to be a bit of a pocket rocket. With the help of a trim tab on the keel, the L30 can hit upwind speeds of 6.8 knots in flat water and has been clocked at over 20 knots downwind in big seas. So while there may be no offshore category in the next Games, the L30 is still one to watch. Delivering performance in both short-handed and fully crewed configurations was the design brief for Ben Rogerson's 41-footer. The initial inspiration was the vibrant and competitive short-handed scene among the Class 40s. But when it comes to racing this style of boat under IRC with a full crew of 6, Rogerson and his team believe that there's a gap in the market, and the BRYD 41 is their answer. This is a 41-footer that's been designed to be as suitable for double-handed sprints as it is for classic 600-milers or transatlantic marathons. The deck layout and dual pit cockpit configuration are at the heart of satisfying this goal. And while the sail plan can be optimised for IRC or ORC and include masthead top-down furling A sails, a fractional A5 and a masthead code 0, this is a boat that can be handled almost entirely from the cockpit. Tempted? If the versatility of being able to sail short-handed or fully crewed is your thing, there's plenty out there to choose from. Earlier this year we saw plans for the Aeolus P30. Now she's afloat and has undergone extensive trials. The results and feedback have been good, which has led to the announcement of a new bigger sister, the Aeolus P45. And while this 45-footer is aimed at short-handed offshore sailing, she's also been designed to be suitable for a crew of 6. The classic 600-mile offshore events are typical of the kind of races that Gente had in mind for the P45. But he also sees a future in performance cruising too. But in either configuration, performance is at the top of the list. She's a carbon prepreg construction. She has a retractable 2.9 fin and bulb keel with a ballast ratio of 50%, along with 200 litres of water ballast. But the P45 is also available either as a stripped-out Grand Prix version or with a lightweight, fully fitted interior constructed from foam sandwich carbon prepreg. For many of us, hoisting a sail and marking the halyard position with a black marker pen will be as close as we get to calibrating the luff tension. But a new system developed jointly between Cyclops Marine and North Sails promises to take the guesswork out of the process. The Smartlav System is based around an electronic strain gauge that will help you achieve the optimum shape for a headsail or code 0 by monitoring the actual load in the luff of the sail. The system consists of a Bluetooth-enabled sensor attached to the tack of the headsail or code 0, which connects wirelessly to both the smartphone and the yacht's instruments to provide live load data in real time. Because North Sails are designed with a specific luff tension in mind for certain wind strengths, Smart Luff allows those settings to be achieved precisely on the water and monitored constantly, leaving no excuses not to change gear. Compared to the ropes and wires of the past, stretch as we knew it is a thing of the past. Modern materials such as Dyneema have all but ruled it out. And yet for some, even the tiniest amount of stretch can cause things to go pear-shaped. Going for larger diameter ropes with their higher aerodynamic drag is rarely a solution, especially for high-performance foiling boats, where the apparent wind can often be 40 knots or more. So to address this, Robline and New England Ropes looked at other industries and applications for the answer. And for Olympic NACRA 17 sailor Santiago Langer, they found some of the solutions with ropes used for cranes and TP52s. And while matching the cover to the core, resolving handling issues, kink resistance and chafe meant it wasn't simple, the result is Robline Dinghy Star Pro Ultra STS, a long name for a product that's aimed at staying short. In the last Sydney Hobart race, Jules Hall and Jan Scholten won the two-handed division in all three handicapped systems aboard their J99 Disco Trooper Contender Sailcloth. And if they'd been scored in the fully crewed category, they'd have won overall in ORCI. Impressive stuff. Their mainsail and jibs were made from Contender Sailcloth's ZZ Jet Black Aramid laminates. These laminates are optimised for lightweight and durability by balancing adhesive content with fibre loading to the lightest weight possible without sacrificing bond strength. To achieve this, high modulus Twaron 2200 fibre was incorporated into the warp and high modulus Technora in the fill before the final laminate was achieved between two black film layers. And for Hall and Scholten, there was no doubt that it formed the foundations for success. Norwegian Bavaria dealer Claes Eliasson had a question. How much faster would a Bavaria 38 go if you pared down the kit on board and replaced the standard wardrobe with some high-performance sails? To find out, he enlisted the help of designer Maurizio Casuti and North Sails Norway. The goal was to see just how much additional performance they could get from a standard boat without resorting to extreme or expensive modifications. So, from the bathing platform to the bow thruster, anything that wasn't strictly necessary didn't make it on board. And although the weight savings came readily, they resisted the temptation to invest them in performance items, such as a deeper, heavier keel. Instead, they kept true to the standard boat and focused on improving the efficiency of the sail plan. It's early days, but the first signs are that the performance and handling has been transformed. And while the project isn't about racing, the C38 Sport has been on the podium several times already.